All right, welcome back to the shop. Welcome to summertime. It is full-on summer now. Finally got the rain and the super hot temperatures out of the way. We had fluctuations of 50 degrees. It'll be raining one day and 60 degrees. The next day it's 95, and now it seems like it's going to be 80 for the next foreseeable future, which is perfect. 80 degrees. No humidity, I love it. So we're out in the yard of the shop. This is the two-stroke turbo channel. If you haven't figured it out, we've got the stolen recovered S10 that's been damaged. Haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with that. Got a Nissan Figaro with no oil pressure there. Still having trouble with that. Have a Honda Civic two-door hatch there that actually runs pretty good. Needs a little bit of work. This Accord needs work. The passenger side is completely T-boned. The theft recovered Honda CR-V that had a bunch of drama now has a rebuilt cylinder head, and I'm waiting for a new ignition distributor. I don't know how that could go bad when I was sitting, but no longer has spark. Once I get one of those, should be able to fire this up and get a new radiator in it, and hopefully get it back into either the hands of the customer that owned it prior, or one of the kids want to drive it back and forth to school. I'm not sure on that. Got a few more parts for the wheelies back there. And sorry about that, the garbage truck's going by. It's pretty loud. Both the Key vans are doing good. The Mustang convertible is doing good. Working on a truck. This is a big old Silverado. Cheyenne. What is it? It's a big old mid-90s, I think it's a 95 truck, and it has the typical GM paint on it. This is the original paint, and you can see it's just flaking like crazy. I don't typically do paint for customers. I paint my own stuff, but this customer has been very patient, very good customer for many years, and really wants me to do it. So I'm going to do the hood and the roof up there. You can see the right above the windshield started to peel. Actually, the whole roof started to peel. So I think I can mask it off, sand it down, blend it, fill it, whatever I need to do here. She actually tried putting primer on it, and that actually held up a little bit, but it's just going to keep going. So I'm going to sand it down and shoot it with some 2K or single stage white. Even though it probably won't be the correct shade, it will be probably a brighter white, or maybe it should look better. But I got to do something for her. She really wants me to do it, and painting is just, it's tough. Sometimes it takes so long if you have a reaction, and I just don't know my way around painting that. I mean, I can paint a car after I sand it down and do all the steps, but I don't really like doing it for customers because I just don't know what I'm getting into, but she's aware of that. So that's kind of a new thing that I'm working on, is a little paint job. It is going to be painted here in the open air shop or outside, and it is summertime, so we have 70-degree temperatures, which is where auto body materials work best. So I got to get to sanding this thing, quit chipping it off with my fingernails like I'm doing here, as you see, and get to work. So I thought you guys might like to see a before video of what this thing is like. You can see on the roof here, I think I just showed you, same thing, it's chipping like crazy, just peeling, and there's a big spot here which is gonna have to blend that somehow. Old truck is worth it. Let's see if we can get her done. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Where do you even stop? I don't know if this is such a good idea. Okay, well, it didn't take long to figure out that the original paint is not worth keeping. It just blows off. It just comes off in sheets. It's ridiculous. So it's all got to come off. I was going to try to just sand it down. In some areas it actually is okay, but I've just been using a wire wheel and it's just been coming off. You can look at the parking lot everywhere. Look at the back. the bed. And then I got the roof done already. Came out pretty good. Just goes right down to the factory e-coat, and then I'll probably scuff that and then prime it with some epoxy, probably white epoxy, and then we'll paint the whole thing. Do it right. Oh, I can never get out of the truck, falling out. All right, so it's many hours later. I've got the hood stripped, the roof stripped. Well, I have this little spot left, and we're going to it. It comes off pretty easy, but it just takes a while. I should have known better. I couldn't put anything on this. I just didn't have it in me. I can't do a cheap job. I gotta strip it down to bare metal and build it back up. Even though I don't like painting customers' cars. That's the way it goes. Okay, so I finally got all the peeling paint off the hood and the roof. And you can see where I had my protective tape here on the fender. When I pulled it off, it pulled the paint all the way along here, around the door, and of course, top of the roof. That wasn't supposed to happen. Paint is just so awful. So let's see, get up here. I'm getting ready to prime this thing. I've got to find some masking tape that's a little less sticky, and I'll mask this thing up and give her a shot of white epoxy SPI high build primer, and then some white single stage, and we'll call it good. I think we're going to call this video good because I'm a little bummed how much chips are out here and how this is not going how I thought, but we'll get through it. We always do.